The unseen battle for Zoe. Zoe was the kind of girl who walked into a room and made it brighter without even realizing it. She wasn't just beautiful, she was kind, intelligent, and utterly magnetic. People gravitated toward her, but Zoe was too busy chasing her dreams and navigating her own life to notice the silent storm she left in her wake. Among those caught in her orbit were two boys, Ben, a quiet artist, and Broad, a boisterous charmer. Ben was the kind of guy who believed in subtlety. He watched Zoe from afar, his heart beating faster with every glimpse of her. His room was filled with sketches of her, and every canvas told the story of his unspoken love. Broad, on the other hand, believed in bold moves. He didn't just want to win Zoe's heart, he wanted the whole world to know he had. The rivalry between Ben and Broad started small, a fleeting glare across the coffee shop, a sarcastic comment at a party. But as their obsession with Zoe grew, so did their competition. One day, Zoe posted a cryptic message on her social media: "Love isn't about grand gestures, it's about being understood." Both boys took it as a challenge. Ben poured his soul into creating a massive mural of Zoe in the city's art district, a masterpiece that depicted her as a goddess surrounded by symbols of her personality. Broad, meanwhile, organized a flash mob in the middle of town, with dancers holding up signs that spelled out her name. But Zoe didn't even notice. The thrill intensifies. As their attempts to win Zoe's heart grew more extravagant, the stakes got higher. One night, Ben discovered Broad trying to sneak into Zoe's backyard to leave a bouquet of roses. Enraged, Ben confronted him. "What are you even doing here?" Ben hissed. "Same thing you've been doing, trying to prove I'm the one for her," Broad shot back. Their confrontation escalated into a full-blown argument that woke Zoe's neighbors. They barely escaped before someone called the cops. Desperate times called for desperate measures. Ben and Broad began spying on each other, trying to sabotage each other's plans. Broad tampered with Ben's art supplies, ruining a piece he'd worked on for weeks. Ben retaliated by accidentally spilling coffee on Broad's freshly printed flyers for another grand gesture. Meanwhile, Zoe remained oblivious to the chaos. The twist. One day, Zoe met Kwen at a bookshop. He wasn't flashy or loud, nor did he try to impress her. Instead, Kwen simply struck up a conversation about the novel she was holding. Their connection was instant, built on shared passions and mutual respect. What Zoe didn't know was that Kwen had been watching her from the shadows for months, much like Ben and Broad. But Kwen's approach was different. He believed in patience, waiting for the right moment to step into her life. Ben and Broad, furious when they noticed Zoe spending time with Kwen, decided to confront him. They cornered him in a dimly lit alley. "Who Who do you think you are, swooping in like this? Broad spat. She's ours. We've been working for her attention for months, Ben added. Kwen, unfazed, smirked. That's the problem. You're fighting for her attention, but I'm the one she's choosing. The finale. When Zoe announced her engagement to Kwen, Ben and Broad were shattered. They had spent months crafting elaborate plans, fighting each other, and pouring their hearts into winning her love, only to watch her fall for someone who hadn't lifted a finger. On the day of Zoe and Kwen's wedding, Ben and Broad stood in the back, watching the woman they both loved walk down the aisle. She chose him, Ben whispered, his voice heavy with resignation. Broad sighed, his usual bravado gone. We fought each other, sabotaged each other, and it didn't matter. We couldn't fight her choice. As Zoe exchanged vows with Kwen, the lesson hit them both like a punch to the gut. Moral of the story: man fights with thousands of persons who want her but can't fight with the person who she wants.